Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with 3 horse racing tips for Monday the 8th of July. Well, this is take 2 because my laptop is literally on its last legs. So, Sunday selections provided a very small profit. £5 on, £5.47 back. So, I'm not going to jump for joy with that. The biggest price of the day ran to its price. I think it came last, or second last. Betty's Bell. So let's get on to Mondays. Well, I actually fancy the bigger prices more than the smaller prices, but I shall talk you through that in a minute. So the first bet, I've gone for a 10 pence each way lucky 15 and £1 each way accumulator. I've then gone to Wolverhampton and Ayr, I believe, and I've had the same bet. 10 pence each way lucky 15 and £1 each way accumulator. I think the shorter prices have got chances, but I like the look of the bigger prices. I like the angle of the bigger prices, something like that. Anyway, I think you get what I mean. Maybe, hopefully. So the first selection is Lime Tree Boy at 9-2 in the 2 o'clock at Worcester, paying 5 places instead of 3. I've probably messed up with the prices, so I would probably leave these to SP unless you want to cash out. I do believe it's trained by John Joe Neal. I think it's got steady form, and I think it's one of the more obvious horses to fill the placings. Ideally, at 9-2, it needs to be winning. The second selection is My Gift to You at 5-1 in the 2:35 at Worcester, paying 4 places instead of 3. The third selection is Tiani at 9-1 in the 3:45 at Worcester, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is a dreadful race, and this was quite a progressive horse. This horse did everything I normally go against when it was running well. It was a 2-mile flat handicapper running into form that was also doing well, and I mean doing really well. I think about 144 rating over hurdles, also over 2 mile. You generally find that 2-milers on the flat are too slow for 2-mile races on the over hurdles. They haven't got like that quick cruising gear kind of thing, or they can't really quicken. They just keep going. A lot of these 2-mile handicappers on the flat tend to be 3-mile hurdlers, but this horse Tiani, it's now been stepped up in trip to 2.5 mile. However, the huge question mark is, where's it been for the last 975 days? Because this is the first time it's run since then. So I am beginning to take a bit of an interest in these horses with a huge absences, because to be fair, a few of them are actually doing okay. There was a Mark Johnson horse, I don't know, probably a couple of months ago now, called Quital or something like that. I think that won at about 10s, 12, 20s, something like that. So I think it's an interesting selection. You may know its chance come close to post time with what price it is. If it's shorter or only a fraction bigger, then it's got a chance. If it's 50s, it's probably no chance. And the final selection is Grove Road at 5-1 in the 4:20 at Worcester, paying 4 places instead of 3. The nap of the day, I do believe it's probably the last selection. It's not to keep you on this video, it's because that's literally, it's the last selection. So as you can see there, I've also had £1 each way accumulator. So let's get on to the next bet. So it's another 10 pence each way, lucky 15 and £1 each way accumulator. Glasses up at 10-1 in the 3:30 at Ayr, paying 4 places instead of 3. Excuse me. I forgot his name now. Is it Ralph Smith? Mike Smith? He's got 2 in this race. He's got the favourite and Glasses Up. The raving about the favourite winning last year. Not this race, I don't think. Winning at this course last year off a stone lighter. Sorry, a stone. It's a stone lower now, I believe, in the ratings. Well, Glasses Up is also extremely well handicapped. I just think it's got a chance. Right. So the next selection is Black Friday at 16-1 in the 440 at Ayr, paying 4 places instead of 3. Right, it isn't the last selection of the day, but when I say this is my nap of the day, I've got a real funny feeling for this horse. I'm actually on the race now, so I'm gonna very, very briefly talk you through it. I'm not gonna, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna talk about it for too long. The anticipation. It's R. Mike Smith. So come on, right. So straight away, it says they say about it. Scored on this card in 2021. Failed to beat a rival here last month. Completely forget that because I'm going to tell you why it didn't beat a rival. Right, this is 7 furlongs at Ayr. So let's go back to last year. So yeah, it's competitive over 7 furlongs, even a mile. And then unfortunately on the 3rd of October at Ayr, over 6 furlongs on soft, it was well beaten. Yeah, I don't think it wants 6 furlongs. It ran some okay races, but I don't think it wants 6 furlongs. I think it wants 7 furlongs or maybe scraping a mile. So therefore, these races so far this year, beaten 3 3/4 lengths in the Class 5 at Musselburgh, beaten 3/4 length, beaten 3.5 lengths, all over a mile, and then it was. So the reason why it didn't beat a rival last time is because it dropped back to 6 furlongs, which in my opinion it doesn't want, and the ground was far too quick for it. So it was off 67 that day, and now it's off 65. So in my opinion, if it runs up to the Hamilton form, when it was 3rd of 7, only beaten 3/4 length, off a £3 higher mark, if it runs to that form, in my opinion, it's got every chance. There's absolutely no way it should be 16-1. Oisin or jockey in decent form. I think did he ride a double at the weekend? I think he is riding well. I don't know if he's still riding for Richard Fahey quite so much because I've actually seen him riding for Lucinda Russell quite a lot now. But Black Friday is my most interesting horse of the day. What I might even have, because I've staked cash on Monday, I'll get a free bet. So I'm probably going to use one of the £2.50 free bets and have £1.25 each way on Black Friday. So let's get to the rest of the bets. So the next bet is End of the Storm at 13-2 in the 520 at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. I'm kind of forgetting the trail of thought now. I do believe, I can't remember. I just can't remember. I fancy it anyway. And the last selection is, it's kind of like the joint nap of the day. Whether you want to call it next best, I don't know. So the 2 most fancied horses for me are Black Friday and Blue Collar Lad, and Glasses Up is very interesting. So Blue Collar Lad at 9-2 in the 5.55 at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse is very well handicapped in my opinion and should go well. I can't remember who it's trained by. It could be Alice Haynes. Yeah, it is actually Alice Haynes. She's got 3 runners at Ayr, but she's also got 1 at Wolverhampton, and this is the one that I fancy at Wolverhampton. So if you give me a like or a subscribe, I really appreciate it. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.